Hello everyone, welcome back to part 4 today of the Rosewood baby blanket tutorial. Today we're going to look at how to join the little squares together. So let's get started. First of all, we need to join in the white yarn. You can join whichever yarn colour you prefer, but I chose to go with the white for this particular blanket. You need to make in the corner 2 chain space, just join in your yarn, chain 1 and do a double crochet, and then skip 3 stitches, 1 2 3, chain 3, 1 2 3, and do a double crochet into the 4th stitch along. And there you've created a little 3 chain loop, skipping 3 stitches. And you repeat this all the way down, 1 2 3, to the other corner. Skip 3, double crochet, in the US a single crochet, chain 3, 1 2 3, skip 1 2 3 into the 4th one along, a double crochet, chain 3, 1 2 3, again skip 3 1 2 3 into the 4th, chain along, another double crochet, and you repeat this down to the next corner and I'll meet you there. So I'm almost at the last corner, done a double crochet in 3 chains. Now you need to skip 3, 1 2 3, and into the corner do a double crochet. Now because this will be where we're joining granny squares on in the future, and it isn't going to be part of a side, we need to do a 5 chain loop. So you just crochet 5 chains, 1 2 3 4. I'll just repeat that, hang on. It's sometimes difficult to count and talk and write. So 1 2 3 4 5, and then you do a double crochet back into the same corner space, and then you do 3 chains, 1 2 3, skip 3 stitches and do another double crochet down this side, and 3 chains, skip 3 and double crochet all the way down to the next corner, and I'll meet you there. So we're almost at the next corner, 3 chains and a double crochet into that corner. Now this is actually going to be the edge of our blanket, and this is going to be where we're joining in squares more central to the blanket. So in order to join a square, the next square that will go along here and there, this will be the side where we'll do a border, and now we need to join this square here, and I'll just show you how to do that. First of all, if you make 3 chains, 1 2 3, and then you're going to lay your work just at an angle where you'll be able to now bring these 2 together and do a double crochet in this corner, and that will be the edge of your work. We need to do 1 chain, remove our hook from the loop, and in that first 3 chain space on the other side, insert your hook from the top to the bottom, and then put the loop back on and pull it through, just so those chains are lay over the loop, and then do a chain and 1 more chain, and then here on this square skip 3 stitches, so that will be this stitch here. This is 1, 2, 3, and into this 4th stitch along you do a double crochet, just like you did on this side as well, except this time you're splitting up the chains by removing your hook. So we do 1 chain, remove our hook, go into the next chain space on the opposite square, from the top to the bottom, put the loop back on the hook, pull the loop through, and then do a chain around that loop and another chain. Skip 3 on this row, 1, 2, 3, and do a double crochet. Do 1 chain, remove your hook, find the next 3 chain loop across on the opposite side, insert your hook from top to bottom, put the loop back on, bring the loop through, and then do 2 chains, 1, 2, and then here skip 3 chains and do a double crochet. So I'll just show you what this looks like. It's creating a little braid effect, and this has actually finished this edge nicely, so when you come to do your border you just be crocheting into there. Okay, so now we continue with the chain 1, remove our loop from the hook, or the hook from the loop, sorry, insert your hook in the next space along, bring the loop through, just tighten it slightly, and do 2 chains, 1, 2, and then you skip 1, 2, 3 stitches, and in the next stitch you do a double crochet. Again, 1 chain, pull up a loop slightly and then remove your hook from the loop. In the next chain space along, insert your hook from the top to the bottom, place the loop back on your hook, pull the loop through, and then do 2 chains, 1, 2, skip 3 stitches on the next square, do a double crochet in the next stitch, and 1 chain. Pull up the loop slightly, remove your hook, insert your hook into the next space along on the opposite square, and then put the loop back on, pull the loop through, and do 2 chains, 1, 2. Again, skip 1, 2, 3, insert your hook in the next chain along, stitch along, do a double crochet, do 1 chain, remove your hook from the loop. It can help to just pinch here, and then in the next chain space along, insert your hook from the top to the bottom, and then put the loop back on, pull the loop through, and do 2 more chains, 1, 2, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, to the next stitch along, a double crochet, 1 chain, remove your hook, insert it into the next chain space on the opposite side, insert your hook back into the loop, pull the loop through, and then 2 chains, 1, 2, and then you skip 3, 1, 2, 3, you're in the corner now, so you do a double crochet into the corner space, and because this is where we're going to be joining several squares together, we've got a little 5 chain loop there from the other square, and the idea is now we're going to make another 5 chain loop, but we're going to connect them. So first of all, just do 1, 2 chains, pinch, remove your hook, insert your hook into that loop, put the loop back on, bring it through, elongate the little loop slightly so it lays just over the chains here, just lay over, and it makes it less bulky. And then just do another chain there, so that will be chain 3. Then do 2 more chains, 1, 2, and then back into the same corner space, do a double crochet. There you go. So what you've done now, you've created a little interlocking loop here, and you'll have another 2 interlocking loops from the other 2 corners as we work round. Okay, so now what you need to do along this edge is your double crochets and your 3 chains, skipping 3, just like we've done on the previous rounds. So 1, 2, 3, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, into the next stitch, a double crochet. So if you continue with this, I'll meet you at the next corner. Okay, so I'm at the last 3 chain loop, 1, 2, 3, and skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the corner, a double crochet. And this is going to also be the edge of the little blanket. So we do 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then we need to join in another square. So what we can do is just turn the work like this, and we need to do a double crochet into this corner here. And then we're ready to go up the sides as we did before and interlock those little chain loops. So we start here, do 1 chain, pull up the loop slightly, find the first 3 chain space on the opposite side, insert your hook, put the loop back on, pull it through, then do 2 chains, and on this side skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and insert your hook, and then do 1 more chain, remove your hook, insert it into the next 3 chain loop along, put the loop back on, pull it through, and then do 2 chains. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and do a double crochet. And of course in the US it's a single crochet. 1 chain, just pinch and pull the loop through slightly. Find the next chain space on the opposite side, reinsert your hook into the loop, pull the loop through under the chains and do 2 chains. And then skip 3 again, 1, 2, 3, and you do this all the way down to the centre. Okay, so I'll meet you there in a few minutes. Okay, so we've arrived now back towards the centre of where we're joining these little squares, working the little braid stitch, whatever it's called, along here. And I've done a double crochet just here in the final corner. And we've now got to do our little 5 chain loop, but we just do 2 chains to start, remove the hook and find, here we go, these are our little 5 chain loops that were intertwined before. So this time it might be an idea to go into this one here. It really doesn't matter, it's just really what would look best. So pop it in there, reinsert your loop on the hook, pull through, loosen it slightly so it wraps around a little, and then do a chain. It makes it just that little bit less bulky in the middle, and do another 2 chains, 1, 2, and then back into the same corner your double crochet was in, another double crochet, and then all the way down this next side here you do the same, your 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and you're skipping 3 and doing a double crochet into the next stitch. Okay, so again repeat that all the way across, and I'll meet you at this edge here. So I've reached the end of this side, do a double crochet, and as this is going to be the side and not the central part of the blanket, we just need to do 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then bring our little square along and do a double crochet into that corner. Sorry, I've done a little slip stitch. Right, just turn the work around a little, it's easier. Right, so I'm going to do a yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and then we're ready to do where we interlock the little chains. So we're going to be working now down this side here and into these little interlocking chains. So we need to do 1 chain, pinch, remove the hook, insert the hook into the first chain space along, put the loop back on, pull through and do 2 chains, just like we did on the previous rounds. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and a double crochet. And just once more, 1 chain, remove your hook, insert it in the next loop across, insert your hook back into the loop, pull the loop through, and do 2 chains, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and do a double crochet. Okay, so if you complete that all the way down to the center here, I'll meet you at this final corner. So we're now almost at that final, well, the central part. So into the next 3 chain space, and then 2 chains, and skip 3 and a double crochet into the corner. Then chain 2, 1, 2, remove the hook from the loop, and then have a look at these little interlocking 5 chain loops and just see how they're looking. So I think this time it might work to pop the loop in this one here. And then just do a chain, a loose chain over so it doesn't become too bulky, and then 2 chains, and then on this side you do another double crochet, and on this side we have already got our little chain spaces, so we just do 1 chain, pinch, remove your hook, pop your hook into the opposite chain space, slip your loop back on and do 2 chains, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, double crochet, 1 chain, remove your hook from the loop into the next space, insert your hook, reinsert your hook into the loop, pull the loop through, and then do 2 chains, 1, 2, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and you repeat this all the way down to the following edge, and I'll meet you there. So we've reached the end of this side, and because this is also going to be a side where we do the border, just do 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then you can slip stitch into this corner because we've already worked into the corner before with our double crochet, and then just fasten off, do an extra So what you've got now is, I just zoom out slightly, your 4 squares and then your little internal section, which it makes quite a nice little contrast, or it all blends in, to be quite honest. It's not a contrast at all. So that's just helping it to lay flat, not be so bulky. And I hope you like it. Yeah, I think whichever way you interlock these in the middle, you could actually loop them together with a little slip stitch, just going into the 3rd chain, and then you'd get more of a star shape. But that's the easiest way for me to show you today. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed, and you'll come back and we'll work the border in part 5. Thanks again for watching, and take care.